What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day, morning, or whatever time you're watching this. Thank you for tuning into another episode of What a Dud. I'm alongside my great co-hosts and CJ and Gabby. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, I'm just lovely.
Delicious.
Yes. CJ, how are you doing?
Delicious.
Delicious. Damn right you are.
I was eating all of it up. I was eating it all up.
Hey, if someone's a snack, sometimes you gotta eat it for lunch.
Whole ass meal, you know what I mean?
Hey.
I'm a munch. I'm the munch.
Hey.
Okay?
I feel you, man. I feel you. But listeners, I hope you're doing well, whatever time you're watching this. We have a very, very special show for you. We're going to be talking about Ant-Man, the new Ant-Man movie, and we're going to be talking about the last two episodes of Last of Us. Buckle up. I hope you guys are ready.
Did you miss us?
I missed you guys.
We missed you.
But before we get into anything, in the words of
Did you
Ted
talk about
Lasso,
me with your friends?
but before we get into anything, in the words of Ted Lasso, I need my diamond dogs to mount up. Yes, sir. Gabby, you're gonna have another chance to redeem yourself on that one. I'm gonna get you right on the next one.
I was pulling a Roy, and I was just like,
well then, hey, best
Oi.
time. Oi.
boy.
But yeah, before we start everything off, I got a dud or dandy question for you, CJ, and for you, Gabby, but separately. But Gabby, since this mine for you is going to be a really good one, I'm going to save yours for last. But CJ, your dud or dandy question is your Wi-Fi a dud or a dandy?
The fact that you just asked me this question, because this past week has been pissing me off, my Wi-Fi. And it's like, what's wrong with you? Like, I give you clean attention. You know, I treat you well. You know what I mean? I pay handsomely. But yet, you still want to portray me. You still want to, bullshit me. You know? I don't understand the disrespect that I get. Right now, my Wi-Fi is a fucking dud.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to elaborate on that. Okay, I'm his elaborator. Basically, what he's saying is when he said he pays hefty, no, he doesn't. And he has to realize that he lives with another person, and that Wi-Fi can't do those 2 TVs in the living room.
First of all, stop watching my pockets. First of all. Stop watching my pockets first.
Hey, it's too late, brother. I got the telescope, I got the microscope, I got the sonogram, I got everything on your.
Second of all, I pay for high-speed internet, which not just the basic package, but the highest of speeds to be able to accommodate all of the things, a few things that we have in this apartment that actually goes on. And it worked for the first year. Worked wonders, no issues. Now the year 2, you want to have a sophomore slump? We don't play.
So basically,
that.
What you're saying is
this router's getting ready to go goodbye.
So basically, what you're saying is he was DJ when Trevor Lawrence was out, but then when it finally became his team, he was like, oof.
Ooh-wee.
Oof.
Ooh-wee.
But another question for you.
I think it's more like Cade Kaepernick.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Pow, pow, pow.
So my other question for you, CJ, is your Wi-Fi faster than the guy that when we were at Target and we didn't even say much? He just, and this what you needed right here. Is your Wi-Fi faster than that, or basically, Gabby? I'm gonna fill you in real quick. So me and CJ and Jonathan were at Target trying to figure out something we can get ourselves. So something from me, separately from something that he wanted, and we're just talking about TVs. Okay, we're just talking about TVs. We're talking about it, talking amongst ourselves about it. And then one of the guys that worked there was talking to another couple. Got them their TV was good, wasn't even paying attention much. Didn't think he was listening to us. Literally 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes later, he's gone. We're like, dang, where'd he go? We're like, dang, we missed our chance. Little did we know, he just popped up behind us like, this TV y'all wanted, right? Whoa, bucko. Whoa.
Sir,
First of all, how you know it's in our price range? But
Calm
it was also
down.
but it's also like, oh, he done brought it out here. We can't back out. Like we can't be acting like our pockets low.
What's crazy is, right? Then homeboy want to bring his coworkers, right? So then now he trying to call me broke in front of his coworkers, all right? And I'm with my boys, so I can't look broke in front of my boys and his coworkers. So I'm in a conundrum.
And I tell CJ,
listen.
Me and
Drake
Jonathan had his back.
I don't fuck with broke boys, and I'm trying to fuck with Drake. Okay, I'm not trying to be the broke boy he's talking about in his songs.
But what's funny is me and Jonathan looked at him like, yeah, this was not in his in our price range that he was telling us like what his pockets were. And me and Jonathan tell CJ, hey, listen, we'll Venmo you some of this money if you need it, so it doesn't look like you a broke boy. Because the TV that he brought out was definitely not the one we were talking. Like we talked about it for like 2 seconds. Literally saw it, was like, yeah, that's nice, but that price, and we're like, we're out. Like we're not gonna get this TV. And
it was bursting it was like I could have listen. First of all, let me just set the record straight. I could afford this. I could afford the 60-inch TV. Okay, I could have afforded it. It's whether or not I wanted to eat that week. That's what it did. It would have been different. Okay. So I was thinking, okay, I could have made it work. You know what I mean? I could have made it work. But the 50-inch TV, which I got, just fit into the budget just a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Responsible king over here.
Of course.
I feel you. So who's faster, that guy that brought the TV or your Wi-Fi?
Oh, definitely that guy. That guy's too fast. Listen, look, me really respectfully. Hey, great salesman. You get you guys on the ropes. You try to lure him into pressure. He applied the pressure very perfectly. But fuck you, okay? I'm not going back, okay?
Well, you heard it here, folks. Don't talk about TVs amongst the Target employees.
Not the Target in Matthews, North Carolina, because I swear they will sell you. They'll sell you every goddamn thing. Oh God!
But I think a couple of them actually ended up following us on the Hate to Pylon. So I think it might work itself out. But Gabby, my Dutter Dandy question for you. It's a 2-part question. So Dutter Dandy, Rihanna's performance and her wardrobe. Dutter Dandy.
Should ask me this question.
Dandy. Did you I'm sorry. Did you even have to ask that? Dandy. Dandy. Wardrobe. Dandy. Outfit. That is wardrobe. Performance. Dandy. Choreography. Dandy. Her face.
Her concept. For
dandy.
Her performance.
The levels. Dandy.
Put it on t-shirt. Everything she said, put it on t-shirt.
The only problem I had, I said this to somebody else. So I danced growing up, right? And I had
talking about just regular modern,
exotic,
shaking your rum,
exotic,
or whatever.
No, just I had teachers that were a lot more pregnant than she was, going a lot harder than she was. So I was like, girl, I know you can pull a little bit more out than just.
Hey, y'all seen that TikTok thing where it's like, dumb ways to die?
Yeah. On the ground. Okay, when you're up in the air, I get that. But when you're on the ground, girl, go harder. Go a little harder. But still.
She was probably tired, fatigued.
Yeah, bro. And the amount of.
Like me after eating a bunch of food this past weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Probably.
No, I was texting my mom because my mom's like, is she pregnant? And I was like, honestly, I'm not sure because she just had a baby. So it could just be baby weight,
what I thought too.
Right?
I was like, damn. She kind of look a little. I was like,
but I was like, it's not moving. It didn't bend. You know how a normal stomach bends? That one wasn't bending. So I was like, she might be pregnant. But and so my mom's like, I don't know, she could just be eating good. And I was like, listen, when I'm eating good, I'm rubbing my stomach too. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not judging, but
no, it was cool. Her concept for her entire Super Bowl set was literally the process of her baby being made, while how she was the uterus and the dancers of the sperm, and
the uterus question mark.
I didn't know we was on that type of time, CJ. I didn't know this show was going to turn into that type of time.
It was very cool once you understand what the concept was, and it was very
the songs and how they go. It's a relationship. Yeah,
exactly. Rihanna is the GOAT.
She is. 100%. I love her.
And her special guest was her baby. What other kid can say that they were performing halftime in the Super Bowl?
That's exactly what I said. I was like, my mom's out here like, oh my gosh, your first concert was George Strait because she went to it when she was pregnant with me. This baby can be like, oh, that's cute. I was in the fucking Super Bowl. Like, get out of my face. I'm like,
I was rich ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
ASAP, hey. Shout out to ASAP.
Did you see him watching it though? It was so cute. He was like just a proud partner. He was like recording
I'll be the same
it.
way
He's
too,
like,
because look, you a billionaire set for life. You could be. I'll be a stay-at-home dad to this day if I bag Rihanna.
To this day.
I would be a stay-at-home dad if I could bag Rihanna. Like, let's be honest here.
Hey, bad girl.
Well, fellas, you heard it here, folks. I'm talking to you, and you. No, don't go find her on Instagram. Don't go find Gabby on Instagram. But you heard it here first. If you're Rihanna, you can bag her, and she'll be a stay-at-home dad. But that is telling me you guys have no chance at all. So sorry, fellas. We led you on. Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, great Dutter Dandy little segment right there. But let's get into it. So me and Gabby, actually, we went to the premiere of the first showing. Ant-Man Quantumania?
Who the fuck cares? This movie fucking stinks.
I thought you just said quantum uterus, and I'm just still stuck on uterus, I think. So I was like, I don't think that's the name of it.
So yeah, we went together to watch it, and CJ went yesterday, I'm pretty sure. No,
sorry,
bro.
Sorry.
What's going on with you, man?
It's February. Yeah. Love is in the air.
Black History Month. Ow.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie, it was interesting. I wouldn't go say it sucked. It was a good movie to me. It was perfectly fine to me. But the movie didn't start. But to me personally, the movie didn't start until Jonathan Majors hit the screen for me. And I think a lot of people, I think what they did was perfect because we didn't expect the realm of the quantum verse or whatever you want to call it. Ant-Man was the only person that could really go there. And so they did it perfectly by putting alongside Kang and Ant-Man so people can go see the Ant-Man movie. Because I think if they would have done Ant-Man by himself without Kang in it, no one would have been like excited. I'm letting you guys know I'm not about to just go out there and just watch that movie on the first weekend. I'll just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. But yeah, but they put Kang there and Jonathan Majors. His name's been blowing up these past few years. So that's what we came here for. But Gabby, I know you hate going first. So CJ, what were your thoughts? Oh Lord, there we go. Of course. So CJ, what were your thoughts on this movie with Paul Rudd and Jonathan Majors? But I want you to talk about Jonathan Majors last. And what do you think they could have done better or worse, whatever it may be, and then give me your score 1 out of 10 for this movie.
Just like a man to tell me which order to go in. Crazy.
Just like a man.
Anyways,
what is today, bro?
All right, so let's get into it, man.
He's just preparing for Women's History Month,
Hey, there we go. I'm ready for it.
Women's History Month because I think every month should be Women's History Month because there's so much herstory.
Herstory. There you go.
Talk about, anyways, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania movie. Here is my official review. You want the long version or the short version? Short version stinks. Long version, here's why. First of all, Paul Rudd. Here's how I feel about Paul Rudd. Mid. All right. Past his prime, not as funny anymore. I think that the crutch of Marvel movies this past couple of years has been the reliance of a comedy in the superhero movies. Too much comedy in the superhero movies. I think they tried a lot to. Obviously, this is a comedy that happens to be a superhero movie. That's kind of what they were going for. Obviously, this goofy ass family, a bunch of ant people. Like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? What's her name? What was the grandmother's name who went around and she was getting her back blown out by Jonathan Mayers?
Michelle Pfeiffer. No, I don't know what her name is in the movie, but that's her real name.
That was not her. No, she was getting her back blown out by Bill Murray.
Finding out. You her husband.
By Bill Murray.
Imagine you her husband and you finding out you getting your cheeks clapped. Hey, Bill Murray was hilarious.
I was about to say,
he was funny. I like Bill Murray. He was cool.
I'm saying he was the one. He was one. I was saying he was the one.
You can't tell me she didn't get her cheeks clapped by Jonathan Mayers.
Listen,
you can't tell me. You cannot tell me she did not get her cheeks clapped by. Oh, ain't nobody around. She said it. It was 30 years. Janet said it was 30 years, honey. It was 30 years. I got needs. I'm not a robot. So then you got to think about this. When she coming back, imagine you and her husband, and she come back to Earth, your realm, and she got new tricks. What you supposed to do with that? Anyways.
Oh man.
Okay, yeah. So again, this movie is a comedy, right? And I don't know, a lot of things just didn't hit. Like I laughed at some things because I laugh at stupid stuff. But when the theater watching experience, listening to other people watch it as well, not a lot of people really laughed at a lot of the spots in the movie. At least when I went. Okay. So that's why I was like, okay, maybe is this not hitting? It just like the start of it was like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a great value version of a Deadpool type vibes, but like not truly Deadpool, but like it wants to be Deadpool so bad. And like we know Ant-Man ain't shit, so like it's kind of like finally giving an ain't shit person like his own thing, and it's like now he has to try to figure it out himself. And so it's like, all right, brother. Like you're an Avenger, yes. Like, and it does try to tries to tackle the imposter syndrome trope that he has, and not your fight, which was cool. But I think my biggest gripe in this entire movie was setting up a dick joke, a butt joke, a nut joke, a stupid joke. It was trying to set up a stupid joke with the hole, which it was kind of cute. Where he's like, "Oh, you have a hole." You know the little creature in the Quantumania realm.
Yeah, the pink guy.
Yes.
You have a hole, and then all of a sudden, I got a hole, and then she started going crazy. That was cool. But I was like, okay, like they set up like. Then it was like when they first came down, it's like drink the whatever stuff, and then his daughter got the shit all over her mouth like that. I was like, first of all, you had to do it like that. Like you could have wiped your mouth. You know what I mean?
He did wipe her mouth. He said, "Here, come here."
That shit, come on. Hey, let me get you. Nah, it was sus. There was a lot of sus moments in this motherfucker, but it was some funny moments like they tried to go for, but I think it just didn't quite land with me. But overall, I am excited for Kang Dynasty. I'm excited for what they do going forward. I just felt like it was a weird launching point. Like it did what it had to do, but I wish it was more enjoyable while doing it. Like it wasn't terrible, but also it's like the Marvel standards are high, and I just needed a little bit more. It just missed by just slightly for me. It wasn't a terrible movie, but I'll probably give this like a 7.3.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah,
that's kind of high. That feels a little high for me, to be honest. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna give it a 6-7.
No.
That's what I thought you were
You
going
done
for.
said
more likely.
7. You done said 7-3. You done said
I'm gonna
7-3.
take that back. 6-7. Actually, you know what? For the sake of this movie and how they did everything, 6-9.
Well, you heard it here, folks. CJ gave it a 6-9. You take that however you want to take it. But I agree with you, man.
You got 7
But I agree with you on some things. Like it was just when it's my turn, I'll tell you. But I agree, it was missing to me 2 things, like 2 small things that just could have happened in this movie, and it would have just been like, okay, I feel it. But Gabby, what were your thoughts on it? What did you think of Jonathan Majors? What did you think of Jonathan Majors when his sleeve got cut off in that fight scene?
Is it Major or Mayor?
Majors.
Isn't there an S on the end, I think, even?
I think it's Jonathan Majors. Should be.
Yeah, I think there's an S on the end.
Or I think it's a J, I think it's a J, like Major.
Yeah.
Hey, let's know. He pulled a major cougar. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
But yeah, Gabby, what were your thoughts on the movie? Jonathan Majors' performance and your score for it.
So I enjoy the Ant-Man movies because I like the comedy Marvel, like just as a lighthearted. Like I'm not always trying to watch Endgame and cry. Like sometimes you just want to watch a superhero movie, but like, have a good time
100%.
and not be all up in your feelings. So I enjoy the Ant-Man movies. And this one was kind of, honestly, I enjoyed it. We'll just say that. I enjoyed it.
Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Say how you really feel.
Well, it's because like Jonathan Majors carried the whole movie. Like,
for sure.
I've been telling everybody go see the movie just for him. Like otherwise, meh. But like just go see it for Jonathan Majors. Because he was literally the best part of the entire movie. And I love Paul Rudd. Don't get me wrong. I think he's so funny. He's adorable. Like even when he's doing interviews, but I mean, even now, I think when he's doing interviews, like he still has some one-liners that I'm like, okay, that's good, But like, honestly, Jonathan Majors took this entire movie for me, and even Michelle Pfeiffer, I think, was a lot. Like I was more into her character than even Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is named after. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So
Wasp definitely, she didn't do shit this movie.
Nothing. Honestly, she kept popping up on the screen, and I was like, "Oh yeah, her."
Can I interject one thing real quick?
Of course.
So this kind of help you out, but how the fuck at the end did she just reopen the portal after she said this is enough for the portal to stay open for just a little bit of time? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Because also she just opened the portal and she just come back in to say, oh, no, because once the portal closed, we were both back on that side, they're fucked. So I was like, damn. So I'm thinking this is where we're going to end here on this movie. And then maybe they'll find it trickle down some way. But also the shit popped back open after they beat him.
I think it was because the ants. Do you remember the ants?
The ants were tough, though. I can't even lie. I think
it might have been the ants.
Because they had like
Ant-Man.
Because it helped him get some stuff.
Yeah, they like started their whole own colony or whatever they call it.
I think the daughter opened it back up on her side. So it was like, does she have the stuff in Earth to open the portal back up again? Like, it was confusing.
Remember it opened up in Earth. Remember it opened up in Earth the first time.
They originally? Well, yeah, but that was because
it never broke. Remember,
it just sucked her. Remember,
I was saying it's going to suck her in, but that's kind of. It just pulled them into the thing, into the contraption. That was it.
It wasn't them like that did it though, because it was the ugly head dude. He pulled them. He did that portal to bring them in because that contraption she made sent the signal. That signal is what he saw that he's like that could be able to communicate with them, and then because all of a sudden that shit just opened up and started sucking everything up.
Listen, I'll tell you, one of my other gripes, I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older or what it is, but I'm getting a little sick of having to keep up with what the like multiverse is, what this quantum like. Can we just get back to where they're like terrorizing New York City or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so, because, like,
No,
honestly,
New York is tired of being. They're tired of it.
Listen, what's the difference between, like, the multiverse and the quantum? Like, because it's like, I'm just getting too confused. And like I said, I don't know if I'm just old and I'm like, take it back to old Marvel or what it is. But, like,
I'll explain it real quick. So
I mean, I get the difference.
Okay,
I get the difference.
It's just the quantum realm. It's just so interesting. Just because remember Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, was in the quantum realm, but he said he felt like he was there for 5 minutes, but little did he know he was gone for 5 years. And then when he came back, Cassie was just like, how are you here? Type of thing, and like, yeah. So I mean. I'm pretty sure the way Cassie got them back is, you have Hank, who's one of the smartest minds in the world, who's been working on it.
I fuck with Hank.
And so I think he probably helped her fix it. I can't remember. There was something that happened that made her do it. It was something. I can't remember what it was, but it was something. Was it maybe, did she have a blaster or something from that realm that was fueled by, I don't know. I can't remember. But I get y'all's gripes about things. Sorry.
Wait, I'm not done.
Okay.
Speaking of Jonathan Majors, when his shirt got ripped, that was my favorite part. Okay, I'm done.
Hey, my bro.
Boy said,
I've been
arm out. Boy had the Creed. The man had a Creed arm out. I said, Jesus.
Man, like, literally, I was sitting there and like, okay. And then when that happened, I shifted my seat a little. I was like, okay. Again, not Marvel trying to turn me on right now. Like, geez.
Put that on a t-shirt. Please. Not Marvel trying to turn me on.
But my rating is, I was going to give it a 6.7, but now I feel like I need to give it a 6.9 just for the joke. So I'm going to say 6.9. But Jonathan Majors' arm, 10.
All right. Well, personally, I thought the movie was good. Like, it's not the worst Marvel movie. And I can't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, it's not? And I was like, no, you definitely got to go see Love and Thunder.
That's probably me.
100%. I think it was you. It was like, Love and Thunder. Go see Love and Thunder, and then you will never think.
I know what they've done to my boy Thor, man, and I just know who he can be. That's why I choose not to watch, because I can't see what they do to my boy.
I wish I didn't, bro. I wish I didn't. But
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna try to watch everything, get my due diligence, because I feel like obviously I do the hop, skip, and jump around Marvels, so I never watch everything like I should. I need to watch Loki now for sure.
You haven't seen it?
Sure, no.
Loki. No. So I was trying to say low key. You keep saying low key.
Yeah. Anyways, I need to watch low key next.
But my thoughts on the movie, like, it was a good movie. I went into it thinking like this is just going to be an introduction for Jonathan Majors, because all the Ant-Man movies besides the first one, really like made me respect Ant-Man. And I think I told somebody before, like, in the comics, Ant-Man is like as smart as Tony Stark. He's a smart guy. He's not a funny guy. He's a very like literal.
He's a smart guy. All right, sorry.
But yeah, I just saw this movie as an introduction to Kang. And like CJ said, it's just missing one or two things. One big thing that I really wanted to happen. I really wanted him to just like kill Janet, to show people like he was him. It's like kill somebody. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Like in this realm, like, because you kind of felt it, like how real he was when he had Ant-Man in the cell and Cassie in the cell, and he was like, "Do you think I'm playing? Like, do you think?"
Even still, he was when he was playing, he was still kind of playing, because he really ain't do shit. He turned it sideways. I do that shit all the time.
But when he called her Jelly Bean.
I was
again. I'm trying to turn me up.
Who did he call?
Wasn't it the Wasp? He called her Jelly Bean.
Yeah. He was like,
I was
Hope.
like,
Hope. Her name's Hope. Yeah, Hope.
You just get rid of the Wasp.
I kind of felt it.
Yeah.
I kind of felt
her away.
Jeez, man.
But I honestly,
what was weird is in the comics.
In the back I can get.
It's weird because in the comics and in the animated show, Wasp is kind of like the ditzy, like, girl. She's not like the She's not like smart. And like Hank's the smart one. It's like the smart nerdy guy gets the hot ditzy girl who like is good at fighting in a way. And it's like this is like opposite. Like she's a smart one and he's like the ditzy dumb guy. But like I said, I liked the movie. It was okay. It was good. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. Jonathan Majors, he is him. I wish they would have gave it just a little bit more of just ruthlessness from him. I think that's what just set it apart. But they're setting it up because it's about to go crazy in the it's about to go crazy.
Movie? Is it a movie or is it a series?
Kang Dynasty is a movie. It's like a.
I low-key wish it was a series. Like, but I think
you will see more of him in
you probably see more of the history because I feel like the Kang Dynasty is going to be crazy. I just hope that's long enough. Again, something we talked about before previously. I think we talked about. I don't know if we did it on this show or not, but we talked about Doctor Strange, right? And that being 2 hours and 5 minutes. This movie was also 2 hours and 5 minutes. And knowing that, like, I personally think a perfect superhero movie needs to be 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. But I think they're starting to phase it in 3 different ways. Like an introduction, a taste of 2 hours, then like really kind of get into the meat of things 2.5 hours, and then your epics, you're fully flushed out, like this is going to have like a resolution or like a point to where we can hold things 3 hours. So I kind of dig that. So that kind of, for me mentally, like looking at that kind of makes me think, okay, this might have a cliffhanger, which it kind of did. I did kill him, right? You don't have to worry about him anymore, do we?
Yeah.
We're fine. Damn Baskin Robbins.
I feel like, honestly, this movie could have been a series. Like, I almost wish that they had maybe made, like, the Loki series a movie or something, and then made this one a series to introduce, like, you know, because, like, that's where we first get introduced to, like, the Kang character is in Loki. Right. So I'm like, why couldn't you have... I don't know if I'm getting spoiled with the series.
I think they need more time to like actually like learn about their history, I would assume. But I do want to. I don't know if I missed it, but I do want to know more about this civilization that got their life destroyed because they seem so much fun. Like your buildings are not living. Like yours are dead.
So cute. Yeah. Yours are dead. Honestly, the little pink guy was a great character.
He was the best part about this. Second best part about this movie.
100%. But yeah, the movie was good. Jonathan Majors, I think he did a great job, and he kind of pushed it to you wanting more of him. And I think he definitely solidified himself as like the guy.
For sure.
And there will be more of Kang, obviously, and I just know like he's going to be more ruthless in these next movies just because like I feel like Marvel, I think I told Gabby when I saw it, like I think Marvel told him like don't go too crazy. Like don't do too much. Just get a little taste. And then this next movie we put out, all you. But yeah, I thought it was my rating on the movie, my original rating was going to be a 6.8. But that's my original rating. But just for the sake of the joke, I will give it a 6.9. But it was a good movie. It's just an introduction, and like you know, we're spoiled with the old Marvel movies of just so much going on, so much destruction, so much hate, love, passion, love action scenes, all this other stuff. And like we got spoiled with the Avengers stuff. Yeah. And like now it's like we want that in every movie. And if you can't give that to us in every movie, I'm sorry, bub, but this ain't gonna work out. It's kind of like that, right? Like go ahead.
I think we needed like 15 more minutes so we can see Kang blowing out Janet's back, right? Just for the visuals, so I could, because I think that could be a revenge story later on down. Like we might know who actually takes down Kang. Because then he's gonna, you know, obviously, you know that like the inevitable question, right? When he was blowing your back out, when it slipped out, did you put it back in? That's what we want to know. That's what we want to know.
Good girl.
That's why he built his empire ancestors. They're supposed to be smarter than the Kang Dynasty right here. Ant versus Kang. I'm here for that. That's movie 2. I'm here for that. You know what I'm saying? All because Janet, that chick must be crazy, bro. She must be out here doing having some crazy, Listen, but anyways. But also, if you guys haven't watched Ant-Man yet, there is 2 end credit scenes. So one mid credits and one at the very end. So definitely stay until the very end, just so you don't miss any of the teasers if you haven't seen Ant-Man already.
100%. Definitely, if you want to, just wait on this movie to come out. But definitely see it before the Loki show comes out. 100%.
When does Loki show come out? Has that been a date? No?
Loki, stop saying low and then key. Loki.
Bro, I don't know what you're saying. I literally am saying the same thing you're saying.
No, you're not. You're saying, I'm gonna go watch. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch Loki.
All right, I'm sorry if I offended you.
You definitely did.
Low-key, I'm trying to watch it, okay? Low-key. Right?
There you go.
Low-key, I'm trying to watch it.
You know what? Fuck it. Lokai. There you go.
Ooh, okay. Lokai.
Lokai. But yeah, go check it out. Definitely check it out before the Loki show comes out. Just because the end credit scenes and everything like that. But yeah, Jonathan Majors did a good job. Ready to see more of him. But does anyone else have anything else to say about Ant-Man before we move forward?
Get out of here, because there's only one person I want to talk about. Joel. And I want to talk about Ellie.
Hey, I feel you.
And my dog. Dog. What?
So from that, we're gonna be talking about the last 2 episodes of The Last of Us. So basically, I think it's episode 5 that came out. We're not gonna run through the whole thing, but so episode 5.
I think episode 4 and 5. I think we're talking about, right? We're not on 6 yet.
5 and 6. 5 and 6.
5 to 6. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, yeah. You're right. Episode 5.
Put that on a t-shirt. I'm right. You're right. Yeah, put that on a t-shirt.
Oh, brother.
So yeah, episode 5. Episode 4 left off with them in that room. Left them in that building sleeping. He put all that glass out, and ends off with Joel. And but yeah, so it goes to episode 5. You see, oh man, I cannot remember his name. Can we Sam, but the brother's name.
His little brother was named something.
No, Henry and Sam. Henry and Sam.
Yes. Henry was the wanted. It was the older brother who wanted.
Henry
and Sam was the little boy who was deaf.
So you see that, and they just want to get out of the city. And Henry sees a way that they ought to help each other. And you find out that Sam is deaf, which plays an interesting part of this show, of this episode. And you see that he was up there hiding in that attic. Remember in the previous episode, we saw them up in the attic, like where all these drawings, yada, yada, yada. And they found out it was Henry. Like the whole time we're like, who the heck is this Henry guy? What did he do to you, ma'am? Did he blow your back out and left and didn't text you back? Like, what happened with you and Henry? But yeah, so episode 5, he finds Joel and Ellie, and ultimately, they go down to this tunnel to get to the other side to get out. So they do it the whole time. Y'all know me. The whole time I'm like, oh, something about to happen up in here. There's too many dark ways because they too loud. What y'all doing? Like, I'm like, bruh. Sam ain't too loud because he
all right, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Ellie, she loud. She loud. No, it was all Ellie.
What the fuck? Whoa!
It was all Ellie. I'm not even gonna hold you. It was all Ellie's fault.
Yeah.
But then they make it to the other side. Clear as day. I'm like, oh, okay, they made it. Not so fast. They start crossing streets and they getting shot at by an old man sniper. Like, aim was terrible. But he did his job. He called him out, radioed it in. So ultimately, Joel sneaks up, goes in there. He's like, hey, man, just put the gun down. Don't make no moves. I don't want to have to kill you. Makes a move. Bow. First of all, Joel's first shot, Jesus. Dead eye sniper, okay? I mean, this guy.
Unlike the other guy. That guy can't hit the fucking backside of a barn.
So, he's telling them to come on, but they hear and see the trucks coming. First of all, Joel shot through the truck like it was nothing. Psst, kills the driver, runs into the house, it's on fire. And then we ultimately see the lady find Henry and Sam and Ellie. And then what happens is the truck starts falling into the ground.
To the house. Hit the house. And then kind of going to the basement area, but it's like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it felt like it felt like it was getting pulled in. Sucked in. I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad you did. And so, you see all of these infected start coming out of this hole. It was whoa. It was like ants, bro. It was like ants, bro. Like you step in the ant pile, right? And they start just coming out, just wilding out.
Yeah.
And then, they're shooting them off, defending them. They all running towards the house. And then you see fee, fi, fo, fum, mofo. And it was weird.
A big boy.
And, instantly he gets out and you can just tell, what is this? And then what is his name? Peter? The guy with the long hair with the sniper that was protecting the lady?
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
It doesn't matter.
Who cares? Because when that motherfucker came out the ground, when he resurrected, oh Lord,
And then the dude started shooting him. And instantly, I'm like, dumb ways to die. Instantly, I was like, jeez. And he's like, run. Takes him like that Godzilla thing, King Kong thing, and just opens his mouth and just breaks him. I'm like, yo, what is going on here? And I remember telling you guys in previous shows, all right, God, there's some bigger ones. I don't know when we're getting them, but there's some bigger ones, and that was it. And it was just insane, the makeup and all that stuff, the costume, it was just insane.
Yeah, my jaw dropped as soon as I saw him.
So same.
Actually,
and you know what was weird?
Same.
I don't know if it happened on y'all's or if it was in the show, but as soon as you saw him climbing up, it went slow motion shake, on the guy with the long hair and the lady, and then it showed the monster. It was weird. I was like, well, this is weird. They're just telling us that something scary is about to happen. I wish they do this all the time. Why can't they do this all the time? Let me know.
But I think it's there's an element to having that jump scare, but it is to really hammer down the point that it's something big's about to happen, but it's
shit's about to get real.
Holy shit, something's about to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And ultimately, what's his name? Joel and Ellie and Sam and Henry getting away, and then that lady pops up again.
Okay, wait, real quick. Pause. So a part of this too, when Henry and the girl had they had the standoff, when you find out that Henry, snitch ass motherfucker, he told
for a good reason.
I was about to get there. I was getting there. But he snitched for his brother, obviously, right? And we did see earlier when she was at her old house or whatever, and she was reminiscing, knowing you should forgive this. Is obviously you lost your brother. He was doing it for his brother, but she just didn't care. She let that pain consume her and just let it overtake her. And she got hers. That's all I gotta say.
Stupid, man. She was stupid. One part that I missed out was, through all this chaos, Henry and Sam are under this van and they're fighting off people, and Ellie's getting in the back of the car, and that one girl, gymnastic girl, whoever, she
that was. I'm not gonna lie, not a lot has been creepy in this show for me, but that one got me because I did not like that.
Who this girl? I said, your athletic self. They recruited the right girl. They recruited her,
and it was a kid. It was a child, which made it even creepier because.
And Joel,
how I feel about kids.
Sniping people.
Joel was a dog for clearing the path for Ellie, trying to keep her safe. Again, that kind of goes back to what we were saying before in previous episodes. That bond that they've really had, and just like how close he got. And we'll talk about more of that in the next episode about their bond. But it was cool. Like I thought it was cool. Henry was dumb. Continue.
And like we said, that girl, the lady, finally had to stand off with them. She could have left. She could have went with them, But nah, she got hers, got bit.
In
over
the
with.
thunder and rain.
It was
poetic justice, baby. That's what I was going with that.
And then they cross and they get away. Episode in. No, actually, no, it doesn't. They get away. They find this little motel.
I wish it ended there.
I wish it
ended there.
Same.
And they get to the hotel, and Joel and Henry are just talking. What's the plan? What we're doing, yada yada yada. And then and then he tells them, "Hey, it's time to go to bed." Tells Ellie and Sam time to go to bed. They get into the room. They start writing, and he's like, "Are you still you inside?
Are you scared?
Are you scared?
Are you scared?"
Yeah, scared. She's like, "I'm always scared." She's like, "I'm always scared." And then he's like, "Are you still you inside when you're a monster?" And she's like, "I don't know."
And then she pulls.
And he was like, "Will you stay out with me?" And she was like, "I promise," or whatever, maybe. Or no.
Well, she reveals that he got bitten.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh shit, man!" Right? And then this is a moment where she's like, "Fuck!" Right? The whole mission is for me to use my blood to be able to help other people. And she finally found someone who she really likes having company, having like a little brother, a friend around. And so she cuts her hand. She tries to use her blood over the wound to try to heal. Like, hopefully my blood will help, and I'll stay up with you all night. Even though she
broke that promise.
She fell asleep.
Broke that promise.
And then, you just see Sam in the morning looking at the
sitting
light.
There. But, that showed that you still are you inside for a bit of it until she snapped him out of it. And then it was like, all right. Now that thing was like, oh, I'm taking over. But he was just sitting there chilling because, let's be real. Like, if it wasn't him inside, she would have been long. I want to say she'd been long gone because she's immune. But maybe Sam knew, like, and told the thing, like, we can't bite her. She's immune. You know what I'm saying? We can't do anything. So that's why he was sitting there perfectly.
Or
until she touched him. So it was still her.
And it finally happened, like, once sunrise.
Yeah, because remember, like, the old lady? She was, like, twitching and acting all weird. And then it was, like, fine for a second.
Like, because,
And then, yeah.
Because it started off at his leg, right? And they said it takes like
12 hours for the leg.
12 hours from the leg. Then versus like if you like your shoulders like 4 or something like that, like above the waist.
Right. But I'm saying though, I think it was Sam still inside, just sitting there.
He for sure was still inside, but he was trying to eat her brains out. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
not until he touched him. Not until she touched her. She touched him. Not until.
Well, the thing is, he's deaf.
Yeah.
So obviously,
I know, but I'm saying, but he's
a deaf clicker.
What made him? But I'm saying, but what made him? First of all, he's not a clicker yet. He's just an infected.
Because he was still he didn't know she was there. Because you have to think, don't the clickers hear?
But that's what I'm saying. He's not a clicker yet.
Well, okay, fine.
Infected,
he's whatever.
His mind ain't there no more.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he's still deaf.
But you think that he can see how the other ones have seen.
But then he's attracted to light. Think about
so
it.
He was staring at the sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she touched him, and then he's like, "Ooh, dinner." Yeah.
And so, get this over with. Touched him, goes, and what noise did she make? Did she make sense? All right. And then he hops out of the room. And you see them scuffling. And first of all, Henry is always so fast with the gun, bro. Like he had never shot a gun. He ain't never shot nobody before, but he is ready to shoot. And he sees him tussling, and you see that he's infected. And then he just and they were just arguing, him and Joel, and then he just kills Sam like it was nothing.
It was something. He didn't do it immediately. He was like, what did I do? He contemplated. Obviously, he's a very smart kid, so obviously he can process a lot quick. But it wasn't as fast like how quick Joel would have shot Sam. It was I know, but boom. And then like, he did it out of just reaction, but then it was that slowly realizing of
what did I just do?
what did
He asked Joel, "What did I just do? What did I do?" And first of all, bump Henry, okay, for that last part. You gonna look at Ellie and then shoot yourself? Like look that way and then shoot yourself? Ellie didn't need to see all that. Thanks, man, for another scar that Ellie gonna have to
he's not
answer.
thinking clearly.
Yeah, he's literally
Obviously.
what are we doing like,
yeah,
maybe I shouldn't ruin this 14. I know I just shot my own brother.
Hey, guys, I'm just gonna walk over here and just
not even, bro. Like,
close your eyes. I'm gonna go kill myself.
I was just mad that it happened so instantly. Like, dang, like bang.
That's what it is. It's such a split decision thing. Like, it's like, because you gotta think, you start realizing, like, I literally did all this for him. He was my reason for existence to keep going because I need to make sure he's good. He's gone. Dude, what am I? Who am I? If he's gone, I'm gone. And what a true brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need someone to ride or die with me like that. But anyways, it was sad though. That moment really had me, and had me by the chokehold. I ain't gonna lie.
Let me ask you guys this. So what was sadder, Sam dying or Joel's daughter dying? What did you feel more for?
Sam. Hands down, Sam. His daughter, I didn't honestly. That was the first episode. I wasn't that invested.
But this is the only first episode. We didn't get much of a backstory.
Listen, y'all were way more upset about his daughter than I was, and she died, and I was just like, okay. But this one, I don't know. I don't know if it was just the brotherly bond or what it was, but man, yeah, I had to watch RuPaul's Drag Race after this episode because I was so depressed. Like I needed some lively.
But I told you, and I said I was like, Gabby is sad. Like it's sad.
No, you didn't. You said this is my favorite episode.
And I said it's sad. It is my favorite episode. It was my favorite episode because it was like okay, because it was just like so much interaction between the two. What the fuck? It was my favorite episode. It was just like the love between them two, the love between Joel and Ellie growing, how Joel's just a badass, and then all this happens like at the end, and then but he said a daddy and a zaddy. He said he didn't know the difference, but he's albeit
he is one.
And it was just like so interesting to see that relationship between them and like how revenge can just take over you as a character, and then you end up getting bitten, and it's like, oh geez. And first of all, shout out to Kansas City for driving them all underground. I don't know how you did it. Don't know what it. But now we also know. Remember that crater? Remember that crater in the ground? And that thing was going up and down. That was that big guy.
Yeah,
that was that big dude trying to get out. But back to the episode. Henry dies.
Let me answer
Sam
the question.
Dies.
Let me answer the question.
What?
I think. So obviously, seeing the daughter die first thing after because obviously I kind of like I attach really easily and quick, so that was sad, and I was like fuck, right? But then I feel like I had a little bit more, even though that first episode was long as shit. I had a little bit more with Sam, that backstory. I don't know. It's tough. They're very like they're tied 1A 1B for sure. Like they're both really sad because obviously you see how much it meant to the main character and how much it really drove a lot of decisions and everything. I think I still got to give to the daughter a little bit more just because it had more influence. But the story of just Sam and Henry and like it was a beautiful story that they did in such a compact amount of time. And it was very sad to how it ended, but it was also very a lot of points got hit where poetic justice with, the girl who's after Henry dying. Obviously you will love a happy ending him to keep going on, but life's not fair.
Personally, I think the Sam death hits more people harder just because he was younger, a lot younger, and he was so innocent. Yeah. And I think that's what hits people. And it's like Joel's daughter, like, I get it. It was a long episode. And it was like, to me, I think Joel's daughter is a little bit above Sam's just because it was like she was doing all this stuff for her dad, like the small things, and like that little joke. He was like, "How'd you get money to pay for it?" She was like, "Ah, well, kind of stole it from you." There you go, happy birthday. Like the relationship they had sitting on the couch and watching movies and stuff like that, and it was a good bond to see, and it all happened so quickly, and it's like, okay, you think they're gonna get away, and then that one soldier, he was ratatata. Oh, hey, don't.
I still can't get over that. That shit. I still can't get over that. That shit hit me when she was. I was like, no, man. Damn it! Which is also there's some more. We'll talk more about that in a little bit.
True, but so Joel buries. We're gonna get through this episode. So Joel buries Henry and Sam, which was a nice, thoughtful thing to do. That was nice of them. Yeah. That shows that he kind of cared for them. And Ellie, in that moment you didn't see it, but in the next episode you see like it changed her a little bit.
Oh, you saw it.
She writes,
yeah,
and you saw her write, "I'm sorry" on the thing. And Joel was like,
"That's really what got me." That's when the tears started coming down.
Yeah, yeah.
And she left a little notepad and everything, But it was, and then Ellie just like left, like she just walked off. She's like, "You coming? Like, come on." And like Joel just sitting there looking like, "I'm sorry. Like, what is he talking about?" And then that leads into the next episode. 3 months later, I think, or 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I think it was more of a like, dang, this girl's 14 and she's already having to deal with this.
Because it was finally a different demeanor because she had to be more adult. She had to be like so strong, like whatever. We finally saw something that like hit home to her, and she was like really like sad, like, and you saw that. Then you already saw the mood changes, like someone she cared for, and she showed emotion for like immediately versus just bottling it up and just pushing it down. Because we saw a little bit of her break a little bit when the first dude she had to shoot, and she had to like she was around, behind the wall where no one could see it. So like that was the first crack in her armor. Now that was broke her.
Yeah,
and you have to think this is like probably one of the first people that she's ever been like close to besides what was Joel's girlfriend's name?
Tess.
Like besides her, but that's what I'm gonna say. Like she wasn't even really that close with her. So like this is the first person or people, I guess, that she was close to that she had to witness dying, as opposed to just like she's seen people die, obviously, but. This was like the one, obviously, is going to hit her the hardest.
100%. And then that episode, just kind of just ends. And first of all, they dropped that episode before Super Bowl because they knew nobody was going to watch that thing on HBO, the premiere. So they dropped it a little bit. They dropped it a couple of days earlier. But then we get into the latest episode that happened, episode 6. So fast forwards 3 months. I want to say they're in Wyoming, I think.
Yeah.
And it's snow everywhere, and this old guy, he was funny, and his wife were really, really funny.
Why did you shoot him?
She's like, the gun's way over there.
She was living her best life, and I loved that lady. I'm not going to lie.
I walk around, look, you made soup?
Yeah, she was like,
you made soup, Mom? She was like, yeah, they were hungry.
I love that.
It didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
And then, the girl, Ellie comes down and starts just like, wilding out for no reason. And he's like, dang. And then the older lady's just laughing at her too. And he says, I want you to tell me where we're at on this map. And it better be the same answer she gave you. He's like, you tell him the truth? She's like, yeah. Are you telling me the truth? She's like, yeah. All right, you're right here. And it was just funny to me. Ultimately, they find out where they're at and they understand where they got to go, the Death River and all that kind of stuff. There's traveling and they get to this dam. She's like, damn, that's a lot of water. Funny. But you see it and then he starts crossing the river or whatever. You guys something to say? Got something to say?
Do you?
So it wasn't funny? I laughed real hard at that joke.
I laughed that hard. It was like a
Anyways, So they're crossing the river, or the bridge. They're crossing the river on the bridge, and they're walking, and they take a stop for something. I don't know what they stopped for. To look at the map. And I look at the map, and all these horses are coming out. Where I was like, "Yo!" I was like, "Yo, infected riding horses now, cuz?" I was like, "Yo, this is interesting." And you see the lady from Walking Dead, and the dude with the dog.
Oh yeah, she was in Walking Dead.
The dreadhead lady, the black lady, the black dreadhead lady. She was in Walking Dead.
When was she in Walking Dead?
I'm pretty sure she's from The Walking Dead. I'm like 98% sure.
I never watched The Walking Dead, but I'm pretty sure she's in The Walking Dead too.
You know the lady in Black Panther.
She's from Walking Dead too.
Is that who you're thinking of?
No, I promise you, she's in The Walking Dead.
I promise you, even though I have not watched it, she's in The Walking Dead.
Maybe it was after I stopped watching it because I don't. Sorry to that lady, for sure. But I don't.
I'm trying to find it.
Trust me, she was in.
But yeah, no, jeez.
But no, it was a moment there that there was walking. It's like, what if this is the river, the death river?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I was looking at the map again, like, oh, and then all of a sudden, oh, get behind me, Ellie.
But yeah, the dog starts sniffing them out. Good.
Yeah, that was tough.
I got a little nervous.
I missed something. When they're leaving the cabin, Joel's like having like a heart attack or a panic attack or something.
I think it's an anxiety. I think he's having a panic attack.
Yeah.
Or a heart attack, honestly. I really like he's
up
there.
He said,
he is aging.
Well, we figure out later on what it is in the episode.
Did we?
Yeah, he said if the fear keeps overcoming him and his heart stops. So it's literally an anxiety attack.
Right.
Episode 6. And so what happens is, so that I walked right over that, and then he has another one when the dog comes to Ellie because he's thinking, oh, this dog is about to have a field day, and turns out to be fine. They hop on the horse. They're riding into this amazing setup. Like, amazing setup.
I'm robbing every single one of these motherfuckers if they let me in. Just me personally, you got power, you got electricity, you got a laundromat. I can take a hot shower. You got food, beer, liquor. Come on, a theater? Oh yeah, I'm having that to myself. I'm trying to be like Bill out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So then I'm trying to find out Tommy's wife's name in the thing.
I don't know. But she
Maria?
was sweet.
Maria. I think it was Maria. I want to say it's Maria. 98% sure it's Maria.
Well, Maria pregnant. Okay. I need to ask you this question. Maybe it's just me. Maybe am I the weird one here? But so y'all just out here fucking while there's a whole ass infected ass motherfuckers around you?
Listen.
Because it was a lot of children.
And that was a long time. That was a long time. Yeah, that was a long time.
What drives me the craziest about these kind of shows is when they're like, oh yeah, this is my child. He's 2. And it's been going on for I'm like, that means you had this child after all this has been going on right now.
And you still you wanted that mother after, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. Y'all bored. Y'all ain't got shit to do. You clapping cheeks, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Frank and old boy was doing it. Frank and old boy was doing it.
Okay, you had they can make a child.
Well, yeah, they can't.
But it's like, hey, baby.
All they want to.
Hey, baby, let's repopulate the world, baby.
Well, I don't think there's any good birth control or good condoms out there.
Hey, man, you don't need it. There's a little, just little.
Boop, boop, boop. You got.
So, I don't use condoms. I use saran wrap. I was like, all right, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Hey, they get some sheepskin, right? That's what they use. The old school. Anyways,
I'm dead. Listen,
so they go into the town. Diva cups up in there. They could find something.
Wait, what was that? Who's it for? Heathen.
We'll talk about it when we get there.
Like a tampon type variant thing.
It's for the menstrual cycle. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah. They get into the town and they're riding through. She sees a bunch of kids, school, yada yada yada. Then you see Tommy. They have this very embracive reunion.
Also, completely forgot that that's what he looked like. Because I was like, who is this?
I don't think he looked that way before. I swear he
didn't have the long hair. He didn't have the long hair.
I swear that's a different dude. Because I don't remember that.
Same guy, just didn't have the long hair. He doesn't have the long hair.
I guess.
But it was good that they finally met each other because we've been waiting on this. We've been talking about it for a while. Like, when is he going to find Tommy? Kind of pissed me off that they just found Tommy like that. Not like that, but like I wanted it to be further down the line. But it was good to see him.
But how much more can we go through? Obviously, we skipped 3 months of them crossing the country, but it's like,
I guess it is 3 months. Yeah,
you know, they wait. It was 3 months of them. It took like obviously we didn't see like them keep fighting and everything, like because that could get exhausting. I feel like they really wanted to like when you do get these battles, they're going to be epics,
right?
Yeah.
And so he sees Tommy, and they embrace each other. You know, Joel's crying. This is the first time you really see Joel like showing his emotions, really, because like this is all he worked for. Like this is all he wanted.
I won.
Like and you know they go into the cafeteria. They're eating, and Ellie's on one.
Hey, you were fucking that shit.
This brother's like, jeez. And you know Ellie's like, "What's your problem?" Like people are just staring at her. You know. She's like, geez, man, Ellie.
What's your name? Ezekiel. Fuck you, Ezekiel.
And, you know, they're eating, and Joel's like, can we have a family meeting? He's like, actually, she is family.
I hate that, okay? I hate that. Get her out. She's not your brother. Get out. I don't care if she's your wife. I'm trying to talk to you. My blood brother. Get her out of here. Oh, that made me mad.
I mean, we both know they obviously have a type in their family because, you know.
Hey, yo.
I peeped that too. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, yo.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? A fine sister, a queen out here.
But yeah, so you see that happen. And then, you know, Ellie goes take a shower. We get the tool for the menstrual cycle. She leaves.
It's like, gross, cool.
She was like, oh, she was weird.
Gnarly.
She was.
Well, you have to think when a kid's never seen that before.
Yeah, like, she's never seen it. But she goes into the other house where Tommy and Maria live, and there's like a little shrine for Kevin and Sarah. And first of all, Maria was doing too much. Giving her a jacket, want to cut her hair. Hey, we just met you, cuz. We don't know what you want, what you trying to do.
Yeah, she's
bump that. She was like, I'm gonna cut your hair. No, I don't want that. I'm doing a trim. Damn, all right. Well,
listen, if somebody wants to give me
she
a free
say
trim,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
You ain't never had no soul food cooking.
I'd be like, can you give me some layers too while you're at it? Like, come on.
And that's
you out here in the woods with some damn layers and some highlights while the motherfucking clickers eat your ass.
Hey, just epic hair flips.
Yeah, blowout. Okay,
everything's in slow motion now.
Not my hair. My neck right here. Just go ahead,
right here.
Not my hair.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Imagine being a clicker with the best hair ever. Just
me. That would.
And then
clicker putting on lipstick.
You know, she gets her hair cut, and that's when that's when Ellie finds out that Joel had a daughter.
Yeah.
And she wasn't expecting that, and she was just like, you could tell it bothered her, but you could also tell like, okay, so that's why he acts like this. That's why he's so protective, this, that, and the third. And then they got a movie theater. She in the movie theater. Joel and her brother have like a first conversation of like, while they're drinking during the day while Ellie's getting her haircut, like, you know, I'm glad you're here. Is this the reason why that you turn the radio off? Are you guys communists?
No, they are communists. This is a commune. We are communists.
And, you know, Joel, you know, ultimately, I can't remember. They're just having this conversation. Oh, Joel wants his help, but he's like, I can't go. Like, Maria is pregnant. I'm about to be a father. And he's like, I think I could be a good father. And Joel's like, yeah, we'll see. Like, he's like, that's all you got to say?
I'm not going to lie. That made me laugh. I kind of chuckled a little when he said that. But like, I was like, damn.
Obviously, it was harsh. But like, I think that's also coming from like, not for a knock on him, but also just like knowing after you have to take care of another person during this crazy times, and like kind of like him actually, obviously like did, but also knowing the pain of losing that person that you're supposed to take care of.
In my heart.
Okay, all right, don't finish that one.
Yeah, I hated that one when it was cool.
But so yeah, they're arguing, and Tommy tells him, just because your life stopped doesn't mean mine has to, or whatever it may be. That cut Joel real deep, and then he walks outside and he has another panic attack, and then he sees this girl with the same hair as his daughter, kind of look like his daughter from behind.
It looked like her for real though.
And he's about to walk up and be like, about to walk up, and then he realizes it's not her. Then Ellie's in the movie theater. Joel kept trying to fix that damn boot. Give up, Joel. Get another set, please. And Tommy walks in. He convinces Tommy and tells Tommy, she's immune. And this is why I need your help, because I'm afraid. People snuck up on us, didn't even realize it. Like, I'm losing my touch. I think you'll be better taking her instead. And he's like, this will be the only thing I ever ask of you. And during this time, like, Joel's crying, like letting a lot of emotions out, because like he's fearful and he wants to be there, but he can't, And so, what happens? Tommy says, yes. Okay, cool. I wish they would have showed that conversation with him and his wife. I wanted to see her go crazy on him and be like, you ain't going nowhere. Why are you
I
do
don't
this?
think that had to be a conversation to be said. Like I think he just knew that he didn't want to risk not being there for his daughter, especially knowing what happened with Joel and his daughter. But I think something else too was the fact that like this was the first time we really saw doubt in Joel. Like he had to be the tough guy. He had to be the protector. Now that someone else who is capable of being protected, he can have let his guard down for real, and he can finally see like everything he's been dealing with for the past 3-6 months of having to protect Ellie, take on that responsibility, that burden, because all he wanted to do was come see him and see how they make sure he was okay, right? But then over the course of that time of protecting, Kansas City did a number on him. Let's just keep it buck. Like Kansas City, really just put everything into question for him, and he's getting old, and that's something he said. Like, bro, I'm aging, unlike you. Like he was like your life force is still very strong in you.
I think it's one of those things that some families go through, like with your, like, I guess maybe with your brother. I don't know if you had that with your brother, but like with your brother, he's being the oldest, and I think you're just, I don't know if you're.
I'm a middle child, okay?
Okay. But your brother and you, right? And like you see him go up to be a man, and then it's like a point in time where it's like, all right, CJ, it's time for you to be a man. Just like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like one of those moments, because they didn't have that moment, because remember at the beginning in the first episode, he was in jail, he was doing dumb stuff, like he was just like this dumb brother, like little brother getting himself into dumb situations. And it's like now, like he's like, I will never ask you for anything, like just do this for me. Like I've done all this and this to keep you out of trouble your whole life. Do this for me. And he says yes. And then Joel and Ellie just have like this conversation. And first of all, I don't remember when she heard this conversation.
I didn't see her overhearing it either. Unless
but she was walking down the street. But she was walking down the street.
Yeah,
I know she left the movies, but unless the motherfuckers was talking a lot of shit. And I can see that. But no, Ellie also nosy as hell too. Mind your own business, grown folks talking.
Well, she's a 14-year-old girl. Let's be honest, they're all nosy.
And then ultimately, he walks into the room. I love how they're knocking now. I love how they never had these boundaries, and now they're just knocking now. And he walks in, and like she knows that she's about to just hand him off to the next person. And he's like, I'm sorry. She's like, I'm sorry you lost your daughter. He's like, I'm sorry you lost Sarah. And he's like, no, don't say another word.
Don't you say her fucking name out your mouth.
Keep her name out your fuck. And so, and she's just like, I'm not Sarah. That's not me. And, he just telling her, I think you just be better off with Tommy, yada, yada, yada. And then she was just like, I care for people, I tend not to care for people because every person that enters my life either dies or they leave me. Except for you. Except for fucking you, Joel. And Joel comes, but Joel in this episode with these liners, bro. You're right. You're not Sarah, and I'm not your father. You're not my daughter, and I'm not your father. I was like, Joe, really? Yo, really, bro?
Crazy.
And he'd be like, "Be ready by dawn" or whatever, and he just walked out like it was nothing.
I was so mad at this point. I was like, "Are you serious, Joel?
Serious?
You gonna be a child right now in this moment when I need you to be a zaddy, okay?"
And then after that, Dawn comes. She's packed and ready and loaded. She done made up her mind. Like, all right, look, this is about to be like how it was before Joel.
She's also disappointed that Joel wasn't the person when his brother locked at the door and she was ready to go. She's hoping that Joel just like, all right, can we talk? Versus, but I didn't like it. Was anticlimactic when it was like, I didn't want to give you deserve to have a choice. Okay, but it was like boom, like all right, let's go.
She tossed in the bag. All right, that's all I need to hear. Cause she's like, you need to have a choice. I choose you. Yep, let's get it. Yep.
This bag's empty. Like I was gonna run away. It's
empty. So yeah, then they get on the horses, and I love the band. Like I love the funny scenes with like Joel and Tommy. And he's like, "Can I borrow that?" And he's like, "Yeah, Joel, here you go." He's like, "Yeah, because your wife." He's like, "I already said yes, Joel. I already said yes, Joel. What are we doing here?"
But also, I would have been Joel too, being like, "Yeah, because your wife took mine, just because I'm petty." And I'm like,
"Get that shit back."
Yeah,
I couldn't get shit back.
Number size 15 B naught. Let me get another size 15. But then they go on this journey. It's easy. They said they made it in 5 days. Easy.
It was cute how they were like
teaching how to target practice.
Bonded.
Yeah, teaching target practice and whatnot.
Find out he was a contractor and like,
and
he's like, yeah.
He wanted his. Cool. One point we missed was she was like, "What's your dream?" And he was like, "I just want like a bunch of lamb, a bunch of sheep." And when they walked in with the sheep, like at the combine and then the compound, I guess, and she was like, "Oh, look, Joel." Sheep. And then so they and so they walked up at the University of Colorado and
shout out Dion.
Yeah. And so they walk up, they get there, they see all these monkeys, and he's just like, "Can I change my thing? Like, can I change my answer?" And he was like, "I always wanted to be a singer." And she started laughing at it. Like, what? I done seen you do a lot of things. You sing?
So serious. Why is that funny?
I know.
But yeah, so that happens, laughs at him. They get to the place, they go in, there's no guards. And he sees like they made like a packing list and they probably moved on and they hear the noise upstairs. I'm like, okay, Christian, this is when you prepare. They get up there, talking about some monkeys, just monkeying around, just chilling. And then what happens is they see those people down there. They slip out the back door. And then we see Joel do what Joel does, putting people in headlocks and snapping necks. And then we find out
that bat snap and whip a snap back. Which is tough. First of all, Ellie needs to get her shot better. Obviously, we've been practicing. She ain't learned a goddamn thing in class. She didn't take notes, first and foremost. Then, obviously, having to get the fact that Joe was able to get up on the horse and still ride that thing, at least as far as they did to get away from everybody. Crazy. Well, even though he was probably dead halfway through that motherfucker. And then seeing the ending shot of the show was like Ellie's breaking down, like, fuck, like, I don't know what I'm going to do by myself. Joel, like we already know, we already heard this in this episode. Everybody that I've known has either died or left me, and now she's on the brink of that happening again. Will it happen? Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z.
But yeah, man, it was an interesting episode.
Great episode
for sure.
But the Sam and Henry one.
That's tough, bro.
It's much better.
So which one do you like more? Out What were their names in episode 3?
Henry is talking about Bill and Frank.
Bill and Frank. So what was better, Bill or Frank episode or the episode with Sam?
What I would like to know is why they continue to make me love these characters for them to die in the same episode. I'm like, listen, can I just like somebody for once and then last to at least another episode or something? Like,
they said you should have did that with Tess, but you didn't want to do it with Tess. They said you should have did it with Tess, but you didn't want to do it. And now we're going to take everybody because you were the first one who was like, I don't like this chick. And then they were like, you know what? All right. Okay. We gonna give you people.
We got something for you. Let's drop something that she really going to love.
And
a deaf little boy. Oh, she'll love this one.
They gonna love this one and dies. New episode. They gonna love this one. And last thing, and they die.
And what was also interesting about the one with Henry and Sam, the actor that plays Sam is actually truly deaf in real life.
Yeah,
and that was just interesting to see and understand. And I think he's gonna get a lot of roles. Like, he was a really good. The guy that played even Henry, he did an awesome. What?
I hope so. Obviously, let's hope there's another Quiet Place for him to be into. But obviously, like, he was a great kid. I hope he gets a lot of opportunities for sure. But
I mean, how many movies are gonna need?
Not saying he can't act, right?
Yeah,
not saying he can't act. I don't want to disrespect him or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you this thing. Let me tell you something I saw.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So there was one thing in the Eternals. There was one woman who was deaf in the Eternals, and they were hoping somebody. I just put it together. They were like, we need this guy that played Sam to be her son later down the road in Eternals. Because she was signing and she was deaf, and I was like, "Bring." I
don't even remember that movie. I couldn't tell you what happened.
It's okay. A lot of people don't, but I liked it. But
I just remember Harry Styles being at the end. So that's all I got.
Harry Styles.
Hey man, he's interesting. He's a lot, and he's Thanos' brother. That was interesting. I don't understand how that's going to play out, but
yeah,
we'll dig it. But does anyone else have anything else to say about The Last of Us? What do you think is going to happen? Were you okay with these last 2 episodes that we saw? Like, are you excited for the show? Because now it's like there's only 9 episodes, so there's only 3 left.
Why'd you tell me that? I was just enjoying the ride, Christian.
Oh, well,
listen, I don't know what the hell is going to go on. I don't care what the hell is going on. But just know that every time I watch these episodes, I have a blast. HBO, do not miss. This show is something I probably wouldn't normally watch just to go watch on my own, but I'm so glad that I did. This show has done such an amazing job of building characters, giving them a full a full story that you can get behind and just break your freaking heart. I love it. I'm enjoying it.
100%.
My last thing I'll say on this show today is that if only Ant-Man Quantumania was an eighth of as good as The Last of Us. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Gabby, do you have anything else to say about it?
All I'm going to say is if Joel dies, I'm not sure how much I'm going to enjoy it as much.
I understand.
Because his character is just so up there for me. You know, like if he actually dies, I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy it. And finally, shout out to Jonathan Majors' arm again. So that's what I'm ending on.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of What a Dud. Definitely check out Ant-Man Quantumania. Don't if you're going to side with CJ because he just hated the movie. But if you want to see the new Loki,
I thought it was nice.
But yeah, check us out on all podcast platforms at What a Dud. Check us out on Twitter at What a Dud Pod. You can also find the live video version of us under the Hate to Pylon umbrella on YouTube. I don't think I'm missing anything else.
Also,
but
we're on TikTok, baby. What a dud on TikTok. Follow us.
100%. Well, I got two more things to say. One is Diamond Dogs meeting adjourned. And last thing I'm going to tell you people is some people talk to you in their free time, and other people free their time to talk to you. Learn the difference, people. And I hope you guys have a great day. See you guys later.